And then there is the evaluation. One of the things that makes Toastmasters so special is the immediate feedback you get, the speaker gets from their speech. But I'm the Toastmaster this evening, which is sort of the MC of this meeting. We're all Toastmasters, but for this meeting, the Toastmaster for the meeting is sort of like a master of the ceremony. But it's done. The whole meeting is done, put together by and run by a number of functionaries. And we're going to just do a quick introduction of the duties, starting off with the general evaluator, which is Linda Mann.
As general evaluator, it is my job to call on the functionaries. And then the second part of the meeting, I'll go up front and call on the evaluator. Actually, the third part of the meeting, I'll call up the evaluator, and then after the evaluator, I will give a brief evaluation of the whole meeting as a whole. However, let's start off by having each person stand up and state what they are going to do in the role. So for word of the day, grammarian, Jeffrey Greenberg, would you like to stand up and state what your word is and what you're going to do?
Yes. My function is to observe the uses of the English language, exceptionally good ones or perhaps exceptionally poor ones, and point them out at the end of the meeting. I also choose the word of the day. I don't have enough sheets for everybody here, so
You can.
I'm share.
Do we have tape? You can hang it up there or just put it up there.
It's big enough. We share.
Yeah, okay.
You share.
We share.
I'll-
Oh, yeah, you can see that up there. Maybe you should.
My word is exemplary, an adjective, which has actually three meanings. One is to serve as an example or a model. A second is to serve as a warning, and a third is to serve as a sample or a type. So I have sentences illustrating each of those three definitions. He was an exemplary soldier. His sentence was an exemplary punishment to all other potential wrongdoers. And many of Chekhov's tales are exemplary of what a short story should be.
Good one.
So I'll be watching to see if people can somehow work that word into their conversations today, and I will be noting who does use that word of the day and report at the end of the meeting who has.
Super.
Thank you. And then as for our timer and our counting, will Katie Porter like to stand up and state what you're going to do and why we do this in Toastmasters?
Sure. So first we'll talk about timing. One of the skills that we build here in Toastmasters is knowing how long it is to talk for a minute, to talk for 3 minutes, talk for 5 minutes, etc. To provide some assistance in that, we'll get our projects with specific times. For the table topic, which is the impromptu speaking, we'll speak from 1 to 2 minutes. At the 1 minute mark, I'll show a green card, and that way you know you've hit the minimum amount to speak. At 1.5 minutes, I'll show a yellow card, so you're in the sweet spot in the middle. You can stop anytime after you see the green card. Yellow card, and then finally the red card means you need to wrap up your speaking. So in this club, are we going to use 15 seconds or 30 seconds for the leeway on the table topic? 30 seconds, perfect. I like 30 seconds. So even though we're giving you these card tips, you still qualify if it's 30 seconds before or 30 seconds before the green or 30 seconds after the red, which sounds like a lot of detail. I would say just talk until you see the green, and then once you see the red, you wrapped up. So that makes it simple. This just helps you to know where you are in your speaking. So we'll speak from 1 to 2 minutes for the impromptu. For the prepared speeches today, does it say in the agenda how long there?
Actually, Barbara, is your speech 5 to 7?
5 to 7,
Unless
perfect.
you want 15 to 20.
Not my call. So Barbara, I'll be giving you the 5, 6, 7 with the green, yellow, red. And if you're having trouble remembering what the colors are, it's just like a stoplight out when you're driving. Green means go, yellow means be prepared to stop, and red means stop. So that's a simple way to remember it. I like that they're organized the same way as a stoplight. And I will provide the feedback when called upon. Secondly, today I don't think we'll use a bell. I'll make note of the ahs and ums since we're such a new
Yeah.
group. One of the things we try to do in Toastmasters, this is a signature item in Toastmasters, is we try to remove from our speaking some of the filler words like and ah. Some people use them often, some people hardly use them at all. But what we'll do is we'll bring attention to the ahs and ums. In this case, simply by sharing with you at the end how many you had. And over time, you learn to hear them and then remove them from your speech. So it's a nice benefit of Toastmasters. And I will report when called upon for that as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Katie. And now, to make us all laugh, make our phone funny to enlighten the meeting, will be Joy Gaylord with a really good joke. She's good, too. I asked her because she always comes up with a good joke.
Whenever your kids are out of control, take comfort from the thought that even God's omnipotence did not extend to God's kids. After creating heaven and earth, God created Adam and Eve. And the first thing he said to them was, "Don't." "Don't what?" Adam replied. "Don't eat the forbidden fruit," God said. "Forbidden fruit? We got forbidden fruit. Hey, Eve, we got forbidden fruit." No way. Yes, way. "Don't eat that fruit," said God. "Why?" "Because I'm your creator and I said so," said God. Wondering why he hadn't stopped after making the elephants. A few minutes later, God saw the kids having a fruit break and was angry. "Didn't I tell you not to eat that fruit?" the first parent asked. "Uh-huh," Adam replied. "Then why did you?" "I don't know," Eve answered. "She started it," Adam said. "Did not." "Did so." "Did not." Having had it with the two of them, God's punishment was that Adam and Eve should have children of their own. Thus, the pattern was set and it has never changed. But there is a reassurance in this story. If you have persistently and lovingly tried to give them wisdom and they haven't taken it, don't be hard on yourself. If God had trouble handling children, what makes you think it'd be a key piece of cake for you?
So for